You are now entering the Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. We in the building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Found out I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. Good morning, good morning, good motherfucking morning. I'm still rocking in my PJs. Good morning, folks. It's the Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. I'm your host, Ariana, aka Divine Moon Goddess, coming at you with a little bit of real ass talk. We don't fuck around on here, right? Curse words and all. So if your children are listening, parental advisory, explicit content, language, and so forth. This morning show is brought to you by Healers, Divine Moon Goddess Healers and Readings.com, where your questions get answered. Okay. I feel like I be having all kind of solicitors, scam likely, calling my phone. Remember, in the month of March, distraction from the scam likely. In the month of March, 30% off all services if you use the code FreshStart222. So don't forget to use the code and get the discounts, you guys. On all services, that means other services too. Okay? Other services too. I have other spiritual services. So yes, I have tarot readings, right? My tarot readings are more like guidance. And I always tell people that I don't just read tarot. It is more like guidance, unlicensed therapy at times. And I also deal with twin flame coaching. So if you're a twin flame, you're struggling, definitely want to do the twin flame support. We have past life if you want to look into any repetitive kind of situations that you're going through. If you see that you have things that you really can't pinpoint where it's coming from, most likely it's past life energy hitting you. We can look at that. I don't do past life regressions just yet, as I'm not certified to do them. But I can look at past life energy that's hitting you and the lesson. Okay. I do birth charts. Should you want a birth chart, I always tell you where to go to do your free birth chart. But if you would like one done for you and sent to you via email, I have those services under other spiritual services on my website. The twin flame one, I want to say is 75 because it's a little longer. Twin flames have, and one of the biggest things that I try to get you guys to understand on twin flame is that you have a path, a mission that you came here for. You're not just here to fuck around and do dumb shit, right? I mean, you very well could. I haven't seen one twin flame yet with that path, but maybe yours is, okay? So it is more than just reading the cards, seeing what's going on in their life and their relationship, okay? It is to get you to understand some things about twin flame and the realness about twin flame. There's a lot of bullshit lies about twin flame out there. So what I like to do is try to get you to work through your ego and the shit that you need to see and work and support, because twin flames are normally so alone in their dynamic. A lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people tell you could do better, you should do better, leave that motherfucker. And a lot of times it's more than that. And a lot of people think because you can't leave the person, it's karmic. Oh, that's just a karmic person. You need to learn a lesson and leave. And a lot of times you can have karma with your twin flame. Okay. So there's a lot of that. So twin flame is more than just reading the cards on you and seeing what's going on between you and your twin. It's more getting into the meat, your soul, what is coming up for you, things like that. So I want to say that the booking is 75. It's a pretty long reading. I also do dream interpretation. If you're someone who has vivid dreams, you're clueless of what's going on in the dream. I do intuitive. Everything that I do is intuitive. Okay. So I check in with spirit. Spirit gives me answers. That's basically how I roll, and what spirit tells me, what I feel. Sometimes I will look it up because there are dream books, but not all the time. Most of it is just very free flow, intuitive read on the dreams. Okay. I love dreams. I'm a vivid dreamer. I've learned how to lucid dream and I've learned how to be in control in my dreams. And so dream state is a very powerful place to be. And it's a powerful place to gain messages and insight also. Um, but it's not an appointment. It's just me interpreting on the dream. I may teach that though. I got to get a little bit more advanced in the dream state before I start teaching that. But that'll probably be something that comes along down the road. Hey, Boots Lace. Good morning, Shondell, Lashina, Monroe, Jillian. Oh shit, mortuary sciences. I love it. Cause I mean, that's a business that ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. The second you are born, you know you're going to die. It is what it is. Um, all right, Jillian, I'm gonna get you in a minute. This is the morning show. I actually don't do the readings until the towards the end of the show. Um, Other spiritual services, I do coaching. If you need a coach and want to coach, I actually do coaching. It's something that I set up a couple times a month with you to coach, mentor, especially if you want to, if you're looking for a mentor in this business. Um, not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm doing very fucking good in this business in the little time that I've been in it. And I have learned a lot. So I have a lot to teach. I don't have the time to mentor without it being scheduled and all of that stuff. So I did open up coaching on my website under other spiritual tools, other spiritual services. Why did I say other spiritual tools? Other spiritual services. Um, I also do guided meditation, you guys. The same meditation I do on Mondays, where I guide you guys into meditation. I do that on a one-on-one basis. And right now, I'm going to tell you, you guys are missing out because right now, this month, I actually have the guided meditation session for $35, which is the healing one, which is to get into that space and speak to your child self or the younger version. Sometimes the version of you will pop up now because that's the one that needs you the most. So it's the one that needs you the most. Guide you through it and get some answers, get you to see what is it that you still need to heal. Because a lot of times we don't think we need to until we go into that space and that place. Okay. No worries, Jillian. It happens. um, so that's there, you guys. Shadow work session one-on-one is there. And what I like to do in shadow work, if you have not done shadow work is really just to see and get you to start to love the worst shit about you. You know, everyone has things that we hate about ourselves. Everything, we all have this complex that we don't like. And shadow work is to get you to love every piece of you, even the darkest, craziest shit about you. Okay. And so that's what shadow work is for. Shadow work is not to demean you. It's not supposed to be devastating, although it can bring up some triggering shit. But it's really to get you to get into self-love and to start to change your behavior and become aware of your shitty behaviors. Okay. Good morning, Wana. Good morning, Sakori. Good morning, Sasha. Happy Friday or Good Friday. I don't know which one it is. Good, happy, which one? Good morning, Sasha. So that's the one-on-one. I actually have classes. Classes are in the product section, you guys, because I'm not doing any live classes right now. I do teach tarot. I've been teaching tarot since 2020. January 2020 was my first tarot class. Mediumship, I have mediumship class. I've been teaching that since July 2020. I have shadow work. We just started the shadow work class last summer, July 2021. And what the fuck else do I teach? We do have a chakra class. That one I don't teach, but I help just help facilitate it. That one's taught by my daughter, but she's the one who taught me chakras. So I learned from the best because she did massive fucking research behind the chakras. We also have a zodiac class, which is done by my admin, Oracle Empress, or Lauren, however you guys know her, which once again is getting to know the zodiacs a little bit more. I don't actually teach that one. She teaches and put that one together. Good morning, Boo. If you watched the massive live yesterday, it was like fucking 4 hours and shit of my crystal live sale for St. Patrick's Day sale. You have until Saturday to put in your orders. Don't miss it. I got a lot of new crystals in, a lot of tumbles, some cubes, some pretty cool shit, even stands and things like that. They're not going to last. You guys know my shit gets bought up really fucking quickly. Most of it anyway. Good morning, Crystal. So Trying to think what else. I'm not going to have any live classes though until the fall. All right. So just know that. Of course, I still do rituals and things like that. I still have my moon club. We're going to talk about that today because we're talking about full moon energy and why, if we believe it or if we don't, right? Today's morning show, we're going to talk about full moon energy. Today is full moon in Virgo. If you didn't know, it's a full moon in Virgo. Trying to see, do I have any other announcements? My next sale will be Sunday, so you have until Saturday. Then my sale prices change. They change. A lot of the tumbles I'll have on my website this weekend, because I'm going to keep them coming in. Trying to think. I think that's kind of it. If I forget, I will go back to it. So, all right. This morning, I wanted to talk about full moon. What better day to talk about the fucking full moon energy? How many of you guys actually even believe in the full moon energy, or even believe it's a thing? A lot of people don't. Oh, it's like, oh, it's just a full moon. Full moon does nothing. But we know it's a fact. There's stats on it where people lose their damn mind. Women go into delivery. Dogs go crazy. And my website information is in the description everywhere, or how to find me, vibe with me, is in the description of this live. Okay. Good morning, Leela. Good morning, Divergent. We are water, right? We are what are we, 60-70% of water in us, right? The moon controls water. The moon has an effect on ocean. We know this for a fact. Every full moon, the tides, the waves, everything. It's a fact. It's been proven, right? This is the science behind it, right? But you don't have to lose your mind with the full moon. That's the trick. Most people just go through life not paying attention. See, we're not aware, right? We go through life not being aware, but then when the full moon comes, we're fucking crying, we're angry, we're mad, we're all over the place, we're bouncing off the fucking wall, because sometimes these full moons can give us energy like we're superhuman and shit, right? Okay, Lashina. Moon water you could do different things with. Moon water it could be a blessing water that you use. You could clean after that. You could clean your other stuff with it. You could drink it if you put purified water, of course. Don't just be putting some ratchet shit out there and then drinking it later. Don't do that. You can drink it. The thing about it is even blessing your water without the moon is a trick to put love into it. There was a study, and I don't have it on me. There was a study about these water molecules, right? And if anyone remembers, I wish Debbie was here because Debbie knows the study. My admin, she knows the study. She sent it to me. But there was a study done on water, and they had 3 different waters. One water was like it was angry, like they were saying all this horrible shit. I hate you. I'll kill you. Blah 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 to the water, and the molecules look fucked up when you look on it on a microscope. And then the other water that was like, I can't remember what they did to the third water. Maybe there was only 2 waters. The other one that was love. I love you. You're important. You're this, you're that. That water molecules look so fucking beautiful under the microscope. So same thing with your moon water. Anything that you set intention to is going to have that intent of either love or fucking gonna break you down. So everything that you eat, everything that you touch, you should have an intention behind everything. When you're eating, you should be blessing that food before you eat it. You should be looking at it and saying thank you to the people who made it, being in gratitude, savoring the taste, appreciating it, right? Everything that you drink, you should be doing the same thing. So moon water has that same kind of intent. What are you using with it? You could do a lot of things with moon water. A lot of people do drink moon water, okay? You drink it after you put intent. I actually never make moon water. I never make moon water. I never remember to put moon water outside, y'all. I just don't. I haven't. I tried one time And I literally left it outside, and so it became moon sun water, sun moon water, and not moon water. Um, One of the things I will tell you is that we get in, and I love witches. I'm a ritualist. I love witches, but we get into all of these ceremonial shit because we like to be all ceremonial and shit, and all of this stuff of putting everything outside underneath the moonlight and stuff, which is cool. It's not a bad thing, but you got to remember the moon is strong enough to penetrate your home, your car, everywhere, right? The moon is powerful. So despite having to take everything outside, unless you just truly want to get that moonlight energy, you don't necessarily have to take it out there. I see the concept. It's the intent behind it. It's the ritual behind it. Put it outside, let it charge, right? I don't go take all my crystals outside. You know how many crystals I would have to fucking take outside, including my back stock of my fucking store? No, no. You got to set the intent of the moon reaching inside your home, especially those of you who have a lot of crystals by now, right? Some people got a couple because in the beginning I had a handful of crystals. I was going outside with my handful of crystals, cleaning them, setting the intention, doing my whole ritual. But that was like 3 years ago. That was 2019 when I had a handful of fucking crystals. Now I have a fucking million crystals all over my house. I'm not taking all of them outside. Not happening. Even junk food. If you take the moment to appreciate anything that you're eating, you're going to change the game. You're going to change the energy with what you're eating, right? And I'm not saying eat unhealthy because I feel like we need to do our part with our body and take care of our body. But everything that you put in your mouth, the intention should be to bless that. Say thank you. I have a beautiful healer. You guys have seen her on here, Nicole Lastwell, where she's the one who brought something to my attention and was like, when you're eating, think about the people who made it. Not necessarily is it good, is it bad? Think about the people who made it. Bless those people, send blessings to those people, thank them for making it. Thank the people who drove it to where it needed to go from the warehouse. People bless the people. It's just going through that line of people and seeing it from where it came from, even if it's that fruit, seeing it from the wherever it was grown, the people who picked it, the people who bagged it and then sent it to you, you know. Good morning, Debbie. I definitely can get you into some crystals. I know, right? We're not even in 10 minutes and fucking scammer galore. Let me explain some about the scammers real quick. There will always be scammers, you guys. The scammers, like, they try to get people on your desperation for answers, because they know all they got to tell you is, oh my God, you got a curse on you. And you're going to be like, oh my God, please clear the curse. I knew something was wrong. You know what? I like to sit and think about the people in between, because sometimes we don't think about the little people. We don't think about the people who are driving in worse conditions of weather to get food from place to place. Some of these warehouses are, it has to come from a different state to our state. So sometimes just sitting and thinking about those people goes a long way in your gratitude. Okay. I used to have a very guilt trip with food. And then I started learning to stop and just be thankful for whatever it was, and whatever it was, to enjoy it. Not to feel like, oh my God, I shouldn't have ate that cookie. You guys know how many cookies I had for breakfast this morning? I had 4. And I fucking loved every one of them. And I enjoyed every one of them, savored them, blessed the people who fucking made them. I think they're from Publix, and their Publix has the bomb cookies, right? You just have to, get into this moment of being able to sit and think, people multiple times a day, not just before bed, not just when we wake up, but when we are sitting and having this beautiful fucking cup of coffee right here. The people who bagged this shit up for me, man, love it. It's getting into a routine to get more of having that gratitude and peace. So everything is intention. Moons are intention, right? We know the moon power can be super fucking crazy. The biggest thing I want you to understand is that it doesn't have to be crazy for you. If, people are like, oh, astrology isn't real. You don't have to just be, oh, sun sign astrology. There's so much more in astrology than sun sign. Oatmeal raisin is my like other favorite cookie. Nobody else likes them, but I love them, right? Because barely anybody loves oatmeal raisin cookies, but that's one of my favorites. Um, Chocolate chip, of course, is the other. Like, who doesn't like a chocolate chip cookie, right? Right. Grateful for the girl who delivers your DoorDash. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you have to just sit there and be thankful for even the delivery people. So what I've gotten used to is just really taking that moment to sit back and thank the line of where it comes from the delivery person to the person who, took the order, the person who made it, the people who delivered it to that store, the people in the factory who made it, or, if they got it from, if it's fruits or vegetables, if it came from a farm, the animals, all of that going back down to wherever it comes from. I do love sugar cookies, but they're not my fave. I will eat a sugar cookie, but it's not my fave. So, astrology is not all bullshit. If you look at astrology, and we're gonna talk. I talk about astrology with the moons because some people just get focused on the full moon. Like it's a full moon in Virgo, so everyone will be focused on Virgo energy and not whatever else is going on as a whole. And so when you're looking at everything, the picture of all the planets in the sky, where they're placed, what they're doing, where they're wreaking havoc, it's not just about Virgo. But Virgo, if we concentrate on the moon where it's at, of course, Virgo energy is it rules a house. So quick small part of Zodiac 101, your 12 the 12 signs have a house. There's 12 houses. That's what they rule. They rule over, govern over, influence this stuff in the houses, right? You guys have heard me kind of talk about it. If you watch my YouTube channel, you've kind of seen how I've gotten into the houses, talking about the houses, and I give you a very small, tiny bit of what the houses are, right? Mm. It's the positioning of it, and people are like, well, how can Pluto fuck with us? Shit, I don't know. But if you look at where Pluto is stationed, Pluto right now is in Aquarius. Aquarius is a sign that rules over the collective. And look at all the wars and crazy shit that's going on. Pluto's been there for a while. Pluto's a destructive planet. Its energy is to destroy and recreate, not to destroy just to destroy, but it's to destroy to recreate. And so it's sitting in Aquarius, and Aquarius is the collective. That is the sign of the collective, the sign of humanity. So there's no wonder why we got a lot of chaos going on out there. No wonder why Ukraine is under fire and all this other shit is going on out there. And Pluto's been there for a very long time. So people don't really look at that and just like, well, how could that affect us? Well, that's the magic of energies. It's the magic of the moon, the magic of all of this shit that we can't fucking explain that our creator energy created, right? So we can't explain it, but we know that it's affecting us. If we look at things, we can better plan. So if you were going to set any intentions with the moon, and I say pay attention, Virgo rules the house of organization, your routine, your day-to-day shit, how you make your money on a day-to-day basis. It also is the house of service, serving others. Virgo is a natural house of serving others. So who are you serving? Are you self-serving or are you helping others? Biggest thing to think about is, what do you do for others? Do you volunteer your time anywhere? Or is it just about you? I don't have no time. I don't have no time for that. I can't go feed the homeless or help out anywhere or go clean up anywhere. I don't have time for that. Living your life of gratitude is making sure that you do things above and beyond your normal routine, your normal circle. Oh, I take care of all my family. That's not it. That's your family. There's an attachment to them. You want them to do good. What about the strangers that you don't know? What about the people that you have no ties to? Are you doing that? Are you making time to do something that's greater than yourself? You have time not to slap people. This is the perfect moon for you, Divergent. It's to get those of you who are struggling in the organization department. This is a perfect energy to declutter your home, to fucking organize the stack of fucking papers that you've been looking at like, I'll get to that, or the closet you've been meaning to clear out and get rid of that shit. Yes, you. Organization is key. I'm not saying that you have to have a bunch of billions of lists of shit like that, but organizing, shift the energy in your home. If there's been a closet or a cabinet that your ass has been avoiding for fucking years, you might want to tackle that with this moon, you know? So even if you are a parent and all you do is serve your children, that's not what I'm talking about. You signed up for that anyway. It's above and beyond that, outside of that. What are you doing outside of that? What are you going out into the community? Do you go out into your community and get involved? Do you show up to community hearings, county hearings, things in your neighborhood? Are you active in your communities? I'll wait. I'll wait to hear. It's more than us, right? So yes, get your lives together, get your organization on, get you a plan, right? There's also a part of Virgo that's about finding the light within. So some of you guys that are in a dark place, finding the light within. You heard the term hermit mode, right? This is a great moon to go within. This is a great moon to shut out other people and go within. I fight for LGBTQIA kids at school board meetings. There you go, boo. I fucking love it. And we're going to give you props today. Because normally we don't. We get so sucked in our lives. And I'm bad at that. I try to do shit online because I have easy access online. And that's why I do my monthly readings for a cause for a foundation. Because I get super busy, but it's not an excuse. So back when we started this in 2020, it was like, man, I can't keep making an excuse. I got to find something that I can do with the means that I have. I can't get out this house, so let me do something. That's what made me start the readings for a cause. And doing the readings for a cause, I was able to raise money through the very things that we love to do, which is reading tarot, and make and create this form of giving back. I got tons of scam likelies this morning. Like, what's up with the scammers this morning? I have no idea what this sentence is. You guys tell me, is Dolores a scammer? Should I block her now? Or is she just giving a really crazy message? I can't see the whole message. Anyway. Good morning, Selena. Picking up. Yes, I volunteer. I got to give you kudos for that. You volunteer in the community. Yes, 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 and yes. Okay. Picking up the trash, always helping my neighbors who are blind. Yes, yes, yes. Those are things. Going above and beyond to help other people. Okay. Oh, is that why the scammers? Is that why the scammers are hitting me up today? Yeah, I'm in Florida. Yeah, I heard about the laws, and I was waiting for the verdict, but I didn't hear the verdict. So I guess apparently you can't say gay. And I think, it's crazy because when you see old movies, they actually use the term, but not in a derogatory way. They actually use it as being happy. And somewhere along the line, gay got turned into this horrifying word, and you can't even fucking say it now. I think it's in the schools, right? Divergent. Like in the schools, you can't say it or some shit like that. Good morning, Caleb. I think that, and this is a whole nother show we'd have to do on this, but I think society's too fucking sensitive. Everybody's too fucking sensitive. Everybody has a stick up their ass and they're all fucking sensitive as shit. Everything hurts. Everything is too much. Everything is everything is just overboard. I'm like, I get it. You want us to be nice to each other, and we should be loving and caring. But I really think that we are trying to save people from lessons, and we're trying to save them from learning. We're trying to say don't do this and don't do that. And it's just like some of it is just overboard. It's overboard. I think some of it is too much, too fucking much. I was telling my grandsons are 9, right? All right, so I'm gonna say this is a scammer. We're gonna block you now because you're doing too much. Um, my grandsons are 9, right? So they have little kid friends that fucking say some crazy shit, right? Um, and so I was having to talk to him like, the name Dick. It's a name. At least it was a name, right? And then somewhere, Dick must have been an asshole. Like he really had to be an asshole because that name got turned into that's what you call an asshole. Then it got turned into a man's private part. And I had this conversation with my 9-year-old grandsons, and they're just laughing, rolling on the floor that that's somebody's name. And I was like, can you imagine someone's name and everyone's making fun of their name? That's their fucking nickname, right? And the same thing, we can have a lot of words like that were once names or something, and then now it's changed, you know? Right. And I think it is sad. I think that, people have so much time on their hands and are so worried about what other people have going on. There's so many, especially if we talk about the gay issue, right? Right? Where people are so worried about their kids turning gay. And I'm like, out of all the things in the world, that should be the least thing that you're worried of them doing. Like that should be really the least thing that you're fucking worried about in this lifetime is your child being gay. Because if they're gay, they're gay. You're not going to prevent it. You're not going to stop them from it. They'll just probably be closeters until they get older and go through a lot of fucking trauma because they couldn't be themselves, right? I just think that a lot of people are, especially parents, they don't want their kids to learn this. And I'm like, these kids are in 3rd grade. You know how much shit they've come home asking us about because they're very comfortable to ask us. That's the way that me and my daughter are. But 2, the shit that these kids are talking about in 3rd fucking grade. If you can't have a conversation with your child because you shouldn't have kids. I'm just saying. I was very open with my daughter. My daughter, like fucking same thing around 1st grade, was coming home. I think she was in 2nd grade, actually. I think she was 2nd grade. And I think she came home and we were walking home from school. And she was like, she was like, Mom, what's a lap dance? And I was like, excuse me? She was like, Mom, what's a lap dance? And I was like, who told you that? And she's like, my friend at school, she likes this boy. And she said she's going to give him a lap dance. And I was like, the fuck is wrong with these kids? We were writing little I like you letters. I like you. Do you like me? What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? Yeah, I think that the term gay has been taken out and used, of course they've made it into a derogatory word, but it's crazy because if you watch these old school movies, they actually use it in a happy sense. And it's these crazy like blockbuster movies. Yeah. I think parents need to get it together. And I'm quick to say, I think you should be able to have a conversation with your children no matter what age they are. You think they're too young to learn stuff. I was listening to a radio show where they were talking about passing that law about not saying gay and what not to teach in schools, and not, they didn't want them to talk about, like gay couples and stuff basically. So they were like, they were saying that some people think that children, it's too young for them to learn about that. But if you're in a classroom, let's say my kindergartner is in a classroom and their friend has a same sex mom, mom and dad kind of situation, they can't talk about it. They're not going to learn about it because I, as a parent, don't want to explain it because my fears, it has nothing to do with the fucking child, their family, has nothing to do with the couple. That's those parents' fears. Oh my God, it's going to influence my child to be gay. And I think that's the problem with people. They let their fears get in it. Oh my God, my child's going to be this because they're talking about it. You as a parent should understand that you're a guide, not a dictator. You're a guide. You're a guide to these children. You're not going to mold them and shape them to be whoever the fuck you want them to be. And when you do that, you're taking away their experience in this life. And I probably need to do a show on that. But we digressed. Let's get back to the full moon. Full moon energy, time to go within, right? It can affect you. People wonder why am I so emotional today? Why am I in my feelings? The full moon does heighten your feelings, okay? It does heighten the energy around you. So if you're already angry, guess what? Heightened anger, right? If you're already sad and something's been bubbling, it's already coming up. I believe that. I believe that. I believe you should let your child be who they are, and you should support your child. And I think you should love your child and get them to understand. The problem is there's a two-sided coin. And this is why I'm going to have a show, because I'm going to do a show on it. There's two sides to that, because there are parents that are actually, because they're so open with their child, allowing their child to have surgery at a young age to change their gender. Now, I think that's a little much, because I have seen and heard stories of people getting older and regretting that decision because they were very confused as a kid. As a child, we're very confused. As a child, we're experiencing a lot of stuff in our lives, right? I don't think you should ever do any major decisions like that, like surgery, until you're an adult and you've been through years of, no, this is who I truly am, and I've worked through whatever's I got going on inside me. That goes for anything, not just sexual orientation. That goes for anything that you're going through. Give yourself until you've become this adult to say, do I still want this? Do I still want to be this? Is this still something that I truly want? Because a lot of that stuff is, permanent, or not permanent, but yeah, you can't really reverse it. You have to get more surgery to go back. So I think there should be a conversation. And I think that sometimes some parents let their children be too free. Remember, we're supposed to be guides and we're supposed to assist them. But I think sometimes some parents are overboard, and that's what people are afraid of. I think people have taken away, and a lot of people won't like what I say. It's okay. They have taken away the fact that despite what your energy is, and I believe that you could be in this physical body, but your energy be something else, right? We have masculine and feminine energy within us. It doesn't matter if you're a male, female, whatever. We both have masculine energy and feminine energy. You can connect or be in one more. I'm a woman, but I'm very masculine in my energy. Doesn't mean I'm gay, but I'm very fucking masculine, right? When I was younger, I had to go through stuff and be very confused because I was so masculine. People made me feel like that's what that was. It's not. I love men, okay? But people don't know how to teach this shit. They get very afraid. No one knows how to talk. No one knows how to discuss things. If you're not this prissy young lady, you're not a girl, right? And I was a tomboy. I was rolling with the boys. I had more boyfriends, not boyfriends. I had guy friends, right, than girls, because I didn't like the fucking catty bullshit of girls. I used to hang with more guys because I didn't have to go through all that bullshit. I didn't have to go through all that shit, people hating me and all this other bullshit and people talking. I could hang with the guys and it'd be cool. It was cool. So A lot of people will shift that and try to make you believe something more. When you're younger, if you don't know better, you're going to believe what people tell you. If they tell you it's so much, then it has to be true. No worries, boo. I think people are really, really, people fall into these categories and they get so confused. But despite who you are as energy, right? You could be a man who's in your feminine, you could be a woman who's in your masculine. When you were born into this life, you were born into a man body with a penis, or you were born into a woman body with a vagina. Or you could be, there are some people who got both. We know that that's been something determined scientifically, right? So to sit and say that that's not a thing just because you resonate with your feminine energy and you're a man, it's not it. Because the reason we're given these bodies is for procreation, and people have lost sight of this shit. It's like, just because your energy is different, you got given this body for procreation. So procreation, that's what it is. You still need these parts. Yes, science is here, and you could go and get injected and get you could get implanted and all of that stuff. Great. But that wasn't a thing when we were created. So when we were created, creator energy, we're created out of his image. Doesn't mean it's just masculine and feminine, but we're created in the image of our creator, right? So I think people do too much. We got to do too much. We got to separate. We're always separating and separating and separating us more and more and more to more categories, and more categories. How many more categories do we need to fucking separate each other in? You know? It's for me, it's like too much. Too much. You were given this body, you don't got to do shit with it. You don't got to do anything with your reproductive organs, but you were given those. So me personally, as a parent and as a mom, if you're a child, I don't agree with little boys being in the bathroom with little girls. Even if your little boy does go with his feminine side, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. So there's been a lot of stuff about like the gender, having little boys or little girls in. No, I don't think a little girl should be in the boys' bathroom. I'm a woman. I'm not going to go in the fucking man's bathroom. It's because it's designed for a person with a penis, not me. Despite if I was a person who felt like a masculine, I think people need to have more common sense out there. And some people might not like what I'm saying, but it's okay. Right. The crazy thing is, when girls say I like a girl, no one really bats an eye. Because the first thing most people are like, oh, let me see you kiss a girl. That's how society has been, right? But when a man, of course, it's different. We know that. It's so much different for a man. I still feel like we're doing too much. And I feel like as kids have to learn first what the fuck a woman is and what a man is, right? What is the difference? Why is there a difference? We don't do any of this teaching. There's no real sex ed in elementary. We know this. Come on, you guys. We know this. There's no real sex ed with children. We're trying to keep them from all of that because we think we're saving them from knowing too much, right? But they get it. They're already changing. They see the difference. They determine there's a difference, a very huge difference between their bodies. I think we're just so clueless at a lot of this shit, and we do too much as humans, and we're making this shit way more complicated than we need to. Way more complicated than we need to. Right. And especially when you look at all the shit that goes on in a high school, can you imagine what a girl, is going to go through going in a male's bathroom in high school because that's the new regulation? Why would we put that girl through that? Why would we do that? What would a boy go through going through, and the thing about it is people look at children like they're all innocent. All children ain't fucking innocent. What about the little boy or girl that's pretending so that they can go and do some damage in that bathroom? Does anyone think about that? I'm not saying that every person, every gay man is horrible, but let me tell you, you don't think there would be a man pretending to be gay to be in that woman's bathroom? It opens up so much craziness that people don't think, because people are like, oh, I want equality, I want equality, but you don't think about the other shit that comes with that when we're doing that. There's bathrooms for, I think a lot of people have, what is it called? There's a name for some of these bathrooms. I've seen them in, um, it's not men or women. It's just a bathroom. It's not the family bathroom, because some of them have the family bathroom. I can't remember the name of the damn bathroom. Right, right, right. I just think you got to look at that. You're scared of your kids learning about sex, but you would be okay of unisex. I was like, what the fuck? But you'd let the kids all be in the same bathroom. That opens up a lot of crazy. Kids are curious, right? Kids are curious. I think people don't think this shit through. Me as a woman, we have to watch our back from being raped and fucking molested and shit all the time. I don't think people realize how not normal it is, but how the stats of molestation and rape among women are. And to have to share my bathroom with this man who I don't know what's going on with him. Not to say that every man is like that or every gay man is like that, but have to share my bathroom. I'm not okay with that, because I've been raped. I've had to go up, in a life where we are preyed upon as women. So I think a lot of people don't realize that. Yes, I understand equal rights and everybody wants to feel like they belong. But when it comes to some stuff, I'm like, why do we have to change some stuff to make you feel like you belong when you're not thinking of what other people have gone through? The women who's been raped, now this person has to share a bathroom and has to go through some PTSD to share this bathroom. And I know men can get raped, but I'm saying that we know it's a big thing. Men's rape is a little bit different, right? But even a woman going into a man's bathroom, that's awkward as fuck for a lot of men. You know, a lot of men wouldn't want a woman just walking in there like, yo, what's up? This is my bathroom too. I think that we kind of are forgetting that we also were born into this reality, this 3D reality, right? And I love everyone. I don't care who you are. I love you despite what you are. I don't care if you're gay, whatever. But there's some stuff that I think we're doing too much out here. We're doing too much. We're doing too much separation. And if no one sees that this is more separating than before, I don't know. You have to look at it. We're separating down to fucking miniature microscopic fucking labels. Everything is more and more labels. If you guys have seen, there's more and more labels. Like, not to knock the LGBT community, but look at how many fucking credentials are on there now. I think it's going too far. The people are like, they don't have no sex. You were born as something. Your energy, yes, I get it. The energy wise, no, I'm this. My energy says this, but you were born as something. In this life, you came into this shell that's a part of you. Okay, we can't forget that. That's a part of you. You know, it would, and I believe that. I believe it would be very easy. Some people are great actors and actresses. Okay. And I think that people just go too far on a lot of things. And it's a lot of separation. And I'm not saying it's easy for the little boy who is gay to be in an all men bathroom. I'm not saying that. But I think that's a part of the process for us to go through, because just as it's not going to be comfortable in him in there, it damn sure ain't going to be comfortable for him in the fucking restroom with the girls. It isn't, you know? Now, in my 20s, drunk, yes, I've been in a man's bathroom, because a women's bathroom is always ridiculous in the club, and there's never any men in the bathroom. Men are never in the fucking bathroom in a fucking club, okay? So yeah, we used to be like, somebody look out. I'll go in real quick because women want to be in the fucking, but we were just like in and out. But no, I think we do too much, and I think we're continuously separating each other, and I think people don't realize how the separation is just going further and further until there's no unity. How can we be unified if we're so fucking separate and so there's so many different, you got to be so zillions of fucking groups. So not only do we got to put on the race and the ethnicity and background, now it's all the gender, and it's all of this other bullshit, and men against women, women and men against transgender, and it's just on and on and on, fighting, fighting, fighting. Like, what the fuck? Why? You know, me, I don't give a fuck what you do as long as you don't hurt children. I don't. I don't care what you do as long as you don't hurt children. That's where my only boundary goes. Free speech, free, I don't give a fuck what you say until it has to do with hurting or mutilating a child. That's where I change. That's where I'll take some karma, okay? For that reason. But other than that, it's like, who gives a fuck what you do? I don't care what you do. And I think if you're going to have a unisex bathroom, it should be one stall, because in school you are opened up a possibility of craziness. You're talking about children who don't even wash their ass when they're told to. You're gonna believe them that they are abiding the fucking rules when you know you have kids that get bullied in the bathroom. Opening up a can of fucking worms. One stall, one person at a time in that bathroom. I think we do too much, and we're opening up a lot more craziness to happen as kids. And I think with all of it, it's still the lack of talking. It's the lack of communication. It's the lack of conversation between parents and children, you know, and that's why it is the way it is. I don't know if it would be safe though, or how safe would that be, you know? I don't know. Well, we were supposed to talk about the moon. We got on a whole, I went left with this conversation. I'm very, very passionate about a lot of it because I just think that we do too much as society. And I think that people need to have more conversations with their children. And I think people are afraid of all the wrong shit. And there are children that are not good. Not every child is good. There's some violent ass children out there. Okay. Very violent ass children out there. And until we start to see that and believe it and maneuver, this is why shit happens, you know? Instead of looking at, well, why do these kids torment the gay child? Why do these kids torment the weird one or the one that doesn't really talk? Why are these kids jumping on this where just, oh, let's separate, let's not say the G word, let's not talk about it, right? Let's not have conversations instead of like, why are these kids? Because some kids are very fucking mean and very, but look at their parents, you know, you could kind of see. Yeah, true, Divergent. It's horrible. It's horrible. I say this, if I was to ever have another child, they wouldn't be in public school. I don't like public school. I think public school is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's basically a free babysitter. That's what it is. So don't expect your kids to learn shit there or actually learn any human skills. What they're going to learn is to be segregated. And what they're going to learn is they have to choose a group. And they're going to learn that eventually they're not going to matter if they're not one of the cool kids, because school hasn't changed. By the time you get to high school, it's still the same shit. Still the same shit. People are still in. Matter of fact, when you get to junior high school is your harsh awakening that everybody is not unified. I think we were all unified in elementary way more than once it got to junior high. And junior high is still that shitty as fuck. It's where you get the rude reality. I definitely would homeschool also. Um, my kid would definitely not go to public school. And I know it's kind of hard for people who work and everything, but I wouldn't. All right. So Jillian, we're gonna get to your question in a minute. I'm gonna do the horoscopes and then I will do your question and then we're almost at an hour. Yeah, the thing about private school is it's a little bit different because people pay for it, right? And you're on a different playing field as a child because your parents pay for it, unless somehow someone realizes you're on a scholarship or some shit like that. But for the most part, you're a little bit more equal in it because your parents pay for it. And so parents who pay for the schooling actually have something to say about the school. If you haven't done research on private schools, not to say that private schools are best and private schools are A1 because there's still bullshit everywhere you go. Because if the parents are fucking demeaning, if the parents are derogatory, if the parents are racist, it's gonna be that in there. But they have a lot more to say because they're paying for this. Whenever you pay for something, the energy changes. What you expect changes. What you want changes. And these people are paying not a couple grand, a lot for school and stuff. And I've watched, I worked in a doctor's office where my doctor, his kids went to private school, and you see these people who do have their kids in private school, and you see the difference in their children of what they do, their grades, what they think of. It's, yeah, they're still teens to an extent, and there's still stuff that goes on, but these kids' education is crazy, you know? And I just watched like the difference between pain and that free shit is two different ball games. When the state is just doing it, they're getting your children ready for the workforce. They're not getting your children ready to be anything other than workforce or inmates. If you look at everything, the structure of public school, either inmate, workforce. That's what public school is getting your child ready for. They're not getting your child ready for real life. When you look at the curriculum in a private school, very different. There's a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of difference, and it's because people pay, and we weren't taught that, to value that, to put that money up and say, you know what, my child's, not to say in demean anyway, because my child went to public school. I didn't